Wow, what a great audience. I know you guys were expecting Clint, but they sent me instead because I'm better looking. Okay, so the moment you've all been waiting for, the self-array update. It's been a long time since we've been here, 2017. My name is Michael Conward. I'm the CTO of SelfArray, and I'm going to give you a little company overview. So, just to start, we are in the mini and micro LED display business. A little perspective, you can see a human hair. People usually get behind this diagram. Human hair, diameter of a human hair is about 80 microns. We're using LEDs that are about 150 microns, really tiny LEDs. This laser pointer works, so I'll show you this dust mite, and then I'll show you this dust mite feces. These are the size of LEDs we're actually trying to get down to, about 10 microns. A quick look back at what we were focusing on. We were focusing on LEDs that were 10 times larger than the ones we're using now. They were about 1 millimeter in size, down to about 300 microns. The industry bottleneck at the time was that pick-and-place machines were too slow. Pick-and-place machines are basically like robotic machines. They pick up the LEDs and they put them down. But they were moving too slow for as many LEDs that we needed to put down, and they were inaccurate when you got smaller. So our old assembly technique, I'm going to have Jason start the video. We were using, and this video is on our website, we were actually using magnets to have the LEDs assemble themselves. So that's where the company name came from, SelfArray. So we dropped some LEDs down to a magnetic stage. They automatically assign themselves. Super fast, massively parallel, but these LEDs, they were fourfold symmetric, so orientation didn't matter. Wherever they went is wherever they went, and we just picked them up and moved them to a circuit board. Our original market was large displays. So we look at this little guy here. We were on the left of this little guy. We were focusing on large displays, displays that were larger than 120 inches. On the other side of this little guy is the micro LED industry. That's looking at like smartwatches, computer screens. That's the micro LED. We were really in the mini LED space. But as we progressed, guess what we found out? Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted to adopt a manufacturing set of tools if we could not make all sizes of displays. The industry moves too fast, so we needed something that was very scalable. And also, the LEDs got smaller. The pixel pitches that we originally thought got smaller, so we had to adapt. What's driving this move smaller is the cost of LEDs. So 24 million LEDs are used to make a 4K display. Even if each LED costs a penny, that would be $240,000 for one kind of display. So the way to get the LEDs cheaper are to put more LEDs on each wafer, which means smaller and smaller LEDs. So we were forced to reinvent our processes or become irrelevant. So what do? We did a lot of brainstorming, me and the team, and we developed some new techniques that are scalable for mini and micro LEDs. What value does this bring? We save time. We're much faster than pick-and-place machines. We save money on CapEx. Our processes are simple, so the equipment's not as expensive, doesn't take up as much room, and we're able to use less expensive LEDs. Also, we're able to enable this market of using LEDs for displays, which makes them 10 more times energy efficient, better contrast ratio, brightness ratio than OLED and LCD screens. So this is kind of the range of displays. We're going down from Apple Watches down to huge, large video wall type displays. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about our customers. So on one end of the spectrum, you've got LED makers like Epistar. And on the other end, you've got display makers like Sony and Samsung. Everybody's familiar with those guys. But in between those two is this big valley of problems. You take a wafer, you've got to figure out how to sort these LEDs, how to bend them into certain color groups, how to assemble them, and then transfer them to a circuit board. The solutions that we are providing are two types of products. One is basically a tool that does everything, and the other one is a product line of consumables. So we have special technology, special kind of thermal release tape for doing assembly of these LEDs. We can sell LEDs in certain pitches, certain sizes to our customer and get revenue off of the sales of the tape. Now I'm going to get into our brand new solution. We are no longer using magnetics. So we had to pivot it was very hard because that was our core technology, but based off of customer feedback, we had to change our entire approach. And so I'll have Jason play the video again. On your left, you'll see a laser aligning to some LEDs on a wafer. What's going to happen is that we're going to actually get a laser blast, pow, right? And so only a couple of them are actually blasted off. So we can do selective dye selection using a laser beam. Oh, I didn't know the music was going to play, so that's interesting. And I love this part is our logo, and then you see the LEDs in the back. So basically, we can pick LEDs off of a wafer. We can choose which ones we want. And then we have this repitching method, proprietary secret sauce, that we can increase the spacing between the LEDs so we can get the final pitch. We can get really small pitches with using really small LEDs. Those LEDs are actually the 150 micron size LEDs that you saw on the first slide. And so our roadmap, back when we spoke in 2017, we had gotten phase one, a $250,000 grant from the National Science Foundation. 2018, we got phase two of that grant, $750K, and we raised about $300K. Did more customer discovery, filed some more patents. Last year was a big year for us. We secured some more funding from the government, about $342K. Talked with a lot more people. We got a joint grant with a major micro LED company called Play Nitride. If you Google them, you'll see a lot of stuff in the news about them. We filed internationally, our first patent in China. And this year, we're looking to really make waves. Now we got a good hold on our technology where we're going to move forward. We're going to build prototypes, assembly tools. We're looking to raise another $1 million, which will unlock another $500,000 from the government and actually launch some products. And so here's our sponsors. We always have to give the sponsors a shout out. NSF, the National Science Foundation, which has funded a lot of our work. RPI, we've got some joint projects with RPI. We're actually trying to get another joint project with RPI through NISTAR, so that's ongoing now. We've gotten some money from Excel Partners and Nexus New York, so that's $1.3 million in non-dilutive investment. So I'd say we're doing a pretty good job. And that's all I got for you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know, and thanks for your time.
I'm not really following you on how the laser selects the LEDs. Could you run that by us?
Yes, so I was told to not give too much of a technical talk, but I will answer that question. So basically, these LEDs, they come on the way that they're diced is used like crack propagation is used to dice them. So you can use every area of the wafer. Then they're stretched out on tape, so they have very small gaps in between them. What we do is we laminate them with a special material that is it's a heat spreading material. So we have this thermal release tape, and if we hit them with a laser, they're constrained by that material. So imagine an LED with a heat spreading material the same size as that LED. When the heat hits that heat spreading material, only that LED falls off. So what you saw in the video was us using the red spots for where the laser was going to shoot, and it hits those specific LEDs and that only that specific material over the top, and then we can release each one of them. Okay. Any more questions? They can be technical if you like. Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and we'll be around.